This man, he's going to become the first shaheed of the Sikh Panth, the very first shaheed. And this man, he was a Muslim. His name, Rukn-ud-din. As the hot sand is scorching his body, he can feel the blisters, he can feel his skin burning away. And that moment, he feels every second of his life has led him to this moment. And on his lips, he has only one name. He only has one word on his lips. He says, Tan Guru Nanak. Tan Guru Nanak, Tan Guru Nanak. His eyes seem to be in a trance. People are standing in front of him with stones in their hands, ready to stone him. Rocks in their hands, ready to hit him. And he's smiling. He starts laughing. If someone were to look into his eyes, they will see a scene unfolding. The scene they will see is a sword. The scene they will see is a scene of the divine standing in front of a huge crowd, saying, Sikho, I love you. But hai koi ithe jehda minnu pyar karda? He sees a scene of the 10th Guru. What is his connection? Who is this man? We're going to find out, Saad Sangat ji. Our story starts in Baghdad. Baghdad de dharti utte Guru Nanak Dev Ji Paatshah Saath Bhai Mardana ji, Bhai Bala ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is walking. It's a beautiful evening just like this. As the sun is setting, the stars are coming out. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj reached the outskirts of the city of Baghdad. As they reach, they look up into the skies. Seeing the stars, seeing the moons, Maharaj Ji says, Patala Patalakh. Agasa Agas. As Maharaj spoke these words, the people of Baghdad, they started coming out of their houses. They started to look around to see what's going on. Who is this person who's singing? Because Saad Sangat Ji, just like in this Shabad, Maharaj Ji said, Lok jane eho geet hai. People think this is just a song. Eho to Brahma Bichar. But in fact, this is the contemplation of the divine. This is the mission of every human being, is to sing this Gurbani. As Maharaj Ji is singing, Bhai Mardana Ji is playing the rabab. He's plucking each and every string. People are mesmerized. In that moment, someone complains. They complain to the head Qaji of that area, of that town, whose name was Peer Dastgir. Peer Dastgir comes. He's angry. He thinks, who is this person who has the right, who thinks they have the right to sing in my city? He comes running. As he comes, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj roars a jakara. They say, Gurbarakal. As they roared the jakara, Bhai Gurdas Ji writes, Bhai Gurdas Ji writes in their vara, they say, Sunmun Nagari Pai, Dekh Peer Paya Hairana. That the whole city became sun. When Guru Sahib gave a jakara, when Guru Sahib roared a jakara, Bhai Gurdas Ji writes, Singh Bukke Mirgavali. That a singh has roared, a lion has roared. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Pasha has named us all Singh and Singhanis. But the first person, the first Singh of the Panth was Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj themselves. Singh Bukke Mirgavali. When a lion roars, all the deer, they flock away. And that moment, the whole town became sun. Sun means zero. It means quiet. Everyone went to a trance. If someone was talking, they stopped talking. If someone was moving, they stopped moving. Everyone just stopped. Life stopped. And Guru Sahib here, every Sakhi Saz Sangat Ji has a bujarat. Bujarat samjhte ho? A riddle. And riddles are meant to be solved. Each Sakhi speaks to each one of us differently. Each Sakhi is meant to unlock a message that is just for you. Sonamun Nagri Pai. This body is a Nagri, is a city. Within this body lives Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji's Jyot, their light. That is what connects all of us together. That is what connects each and every single one of us to each other, to this ground, to this sky, to all the planets, all of creation. We're connected. Why? Because Maharaji writes Gurbani, they say, Ek. You are one. You are all one. We are one. The philosophy of Gurbani, the philosophy of Gurmat, if dived into, can change your life. Sonamun Nagri Pai, this body is a city. Within the city lives the light of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji. Our mind is a hurricane. It's a whirlpool. It's continuously moving. The past, it doesn't let go of us. The wrong things we've done, we judge ourselves, then we judge others. We're hurt inside, so we want to hurt others. The very first step, Maharaji says, Bande khoj dil har roj. We're called a banda, an insan, a human being. Maharaji says, what is the definition of a human being? Definition of a human is that person who searches their own heart, who challenges their own thinking. Why did I say those wrong words to someone? What's inside my heart for me to say that? Why did I think bad about this person when Guru Sahib tells us Sarbata Pala? When Guru Sahib tells us Sikha, at the end of every ardas, at the end of every prayer, you're going to say these words, Nanak Naam Chardi Kala Tere Pane Sarbata Pala. Sarbat means all. It means the blacks, it means the whites. It means the Hindus, it means the Muslims. It means the Christians, it means the Sikhs. It means every single being that breathes and talks and listens. Tere pane sarbat pala. We're taught to think pala for the other person. We're taught if someone curses at you, if someone puts you down as Saz Sangat Ji, I'm not questioning Surbirta. I'm not questioning our warrior spirit. That's a different story. I'm talking about bhakti. I'm talking about devotion. I'm talking about seeing God in all. Once you can see God in all, once you can see God in all, then you can pick up the sword and fight for righteousness. But if you do not see God in all, people say you cannot see God at all. If you cannot see God in all, you cannot see God at all. The past, the fear of the future, it's a hurricane. We're trying to grab something that doesn't exist. We're trying to hold on to something that is no more. And in that struggle, that jot goes unnoticed. That jot that sits inside is like the deepness of the ocean floor. The ocean floor is quiet. Samundar de dungai vich shanti hai. But on top of the ocean, there's a hurricane playing out, and that is the mind. Sahib Sangat Ji, the game is just this. The game is this. The game is to dive down deep into the ocean, and the hurricane will no longer exist for you. The hurricane will no longer exist for you. Why? Because you're deep into the ocean. You're deep into your heart. Who is the Khalsa? Maharaj Ji says, Guru Gobind Singh Ji defines who the Khalsa is. They say, Jagat Jot Japan Nisabasar. My Khalsa is that person who night and day meditates upon the divine light. Jagat Jot. Jot means light. I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to put the modern version of woke onto Gurbani. It exists. Jot means light. Jagat means the light that is awakened. The light that is woke. Jagri bhi, it's alive, it's awake, it's conscious. It knows what you're feeling. It hears your words, it hears your prayers. Your tears do not go empty, Sahib Sangat Ji. The Guru hears them all. But the question is, can we hear the Guru? Jagat Jot Japan Nisabasar Ek Bina Man Nak Na Anna. Maharaj Ji says, Ek Bina Man Nak Na Anna. That Khalsa does not bring anyone else into their minds besides the one. Besides the one. On the land of Baghdad, the city has become sun. Eventually, everyone gets out of their trance. The Peer, Dastgir, he slowly opens his eyes and he thinks, Hey Khuda, Hey Allah, ये वली कौन है? ये पीर कौन है? जिसके हाथ विच इन्नी शक्ति? Who is this person who has so much power in their voice, in their very hands? Peer Dastgir, he slowly walks towards the Guru. The Guru is smiling. Why is the Guru smiling? Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is smiling because they're happy their child is returning home today. Peer Dastgir belongs to the Guru. Why else would the Guru go out of their way to transform his life? As Peer Dastgir comes closer, He says, Wali ji, Peer ji, I don't know who you are, but we have a maryada here. We have a structure here that you're not allowed to sing. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj laughs and they say, Pulliya, Jeevan ek geet hai. You're telling me I cannot sing, but have you forgotten? Life is a song. Every day you wake up, every day you go to sleep, you're singing the song whether you want to or not. Within this song there's happiness. Within this song there's sadness. Within this song there's sanjog. Within this song there's vajog. And we are all playing the song. Guruji says that the cosmos, the universe, Brahmanda vich ek dhuni chal rahi hai. Sari Brahmand vich ek dhuni chal rahi hai, Saad Sangat ji. There's a tune. There's a music that is being played out throughout the whole universe. And that dhuni is Oankar. Every single molecule is vibrating. What does science tell us? Vigyan ki kanda? Vigyan, science tells us that every single thing is made out of atoms, protons, neutrons, electrons. And these things are vibrating. Some vibrate slowly, creating a physical structure. Some vibrate fast. What is music? It is just a vibration. Bhai Mantej Singh is playing the Dilrura is a vibration. The vibration of Gurbani is unique. It is what we said before, Brahm Vichar. Brahm means God. That Vaiguruji that is manifested everywhere. Vichar means to contemplate. Gurbani is what takes our surti and contemplates onto our divine. Be Dastgir is baffled. Bol nahi aaye muh ch. Puts his hands together and he says, it seems to me you are a man of Khuda. You are the man of God. But can you explain? Why did you say Patala Patal Lakh Agasa Agas? Why did you say there's so many planets? There's so many nether planets, so many heavenly planets. Why did you say that? When our Quran, when our Haditha, when our Shara accepts only 14 worlds, only a certain amount of worlds, how could you say there's more? And Guru Sahib turns around, they say, Palleya, tino dikha diye? Do you want to see them? And that moment, P. Dastgir had a son next to him. And they say, Maharaj, innu dikha do. He thought it was a joke. How are you going to show me everything? Unnu lagya ki gapp hai. How is it possible you show me the whole universe? He said, bachche nu dikha do fir. Show my child. Bhai Gurdas ji writes that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj held the arm. Leta beta peer ka. Bhai Gurdas ji writes that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj held the arm of the son of P. Dastgir. And they disappeared for 1 second. They disappeared. Ak furkan vich. Just in a blink of an eye, they disappeared and they reappeared once more. When they reappeared, the child is out of breath. He's tired. He goes to his father. He's Appu, main thak gaya. The Peer is like, Beta, tu kyo thak gaya? Why are you tired? You were just right here. You disappeared for just a second. And he says, Appu, I've been gone for 3 years. I've been gone for so long. What are you talking about? The Peer has taken me to throughout so many planets. Every planet we go to, there's kirtan happening. Every planet we go to, there's a dharamsala, there's a guru kar there. There's a painting on the wall and it's his painting. Every planet we go to, they're serving Kara Prashad. Every planet we go to, they're singing the jas of Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sikho ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ ਆਖੀਏ ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ 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 The Peer has no words. Saad Sangat Ji, it is my belief that the Khalsa does not belong to just planet Earth. If the Guru has shown us through the Sakhi that Gurbani is throughout the whole cosmos, is throughout the whole universe, it could be possible that the Khalsa exists in other places as well. I had a dream. I personally had a dream when I was younger. I was in my car and the car takes off and slowly starts going through each planet. And as I go through each planet, I see the Khalsa. And they're doing Jakare and they're walking around. They're doing Morche. In that dream, I believe Maharaj showed me that the Khalsa is throughout the whole universe. Khair. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj leaves Baghdad. They start traveling. As they travel, they meet someone. They meet another individual. His name is Taajudin. Remember this name. This person, Taajudin, writes a diary. And the Sakhis I am quoting are from that diary. Taajudin, a Muslim. He sees Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is now in Iran. As they're in Iran, Guru Sahib Ji is sitting. Taajudin comes closer and he gives his respect. He says the Islamic greeting. He says, I would like to sit with you. I would like to do my namaz with you when it is time for the namaz. Sham da vela si. I would like to pray with you. As Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is sitting there, they said, wait. We will pray together. They start singing a Shabad. And they start singing. As they're singing, Taajudin closes his eyes. He enjoys it. He wakes up and he's like, no, I gotta do my namaz now. Time is getting late. He gets up. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, sit down. A few minutes go by. He gets up again. In his diary he writes that the Guru asked me, where am I going? I replied to him that I'm going to find a source of water to wash up, to do my uju, clean up, to do my namaz. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj takes a staff, they hit it on the rock, water comes out. They said, here. And he writes in the diary that the Guru cared for my namaz. Mera namaz paran da vela si. There was no water nearby, but the Guru made water appear. If today our biggest struggle is our nickname, if today Gurbani seems to be the hardest thing we can grasp, we can do ardas. Sache Pasha, take care of my nickname. Sache Pasha, take care of my Gurbani, my Maryada. Maharaj aap sambhalege. When Taajudin saw this happen, he looks at the face of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Guru Nanak Dev Ji smiles and he writes in his diary that there was so much light coming out of their face. There was so much light everywhere. Suddenly, when that light dissipated, I look around and see we're not in Iran anymore. We're in Jerusalem. We're in a different state, a different city. This diary was found only about 80 years ago. It was found in the library of Medina in Arabia. It was translated into Gurmukhi by a Musliman who turned into a Sikh. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, they continue to travel, now with Taajudin by their side. They make their way to Mecca, or in English we say Mecca. As they make their way to Mecca, it is Amrit Vela. The stars are shining. It is a time that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj reaches Mecca. As they reach the Parakrama of the Mecca where the black box is situated, the holiest place for Muslim people, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj has Bhai Mardana Ji play the rabab. They're singing kirtan. Can you imagine? The most holiest shrine in all of Islamic culture and traditions. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj played kirtan there. Gurbani was sang there. After some time, Guru Sahib puts their feet onto the Kaaba. They put their feet onto the holiest place. A Muslim would say that it is the house of God. A Muslim would say it is the house of Allah. They put their feet on it. In that moment, there was someone in there who was doing chadu. His name is Jeevan. Jeevan Qazi. Bhai Gurdas writes this, and the diary of Taajudin writes this as well. Jeevan Qazi comes, he's cleaning up. He sees someone has their feet on the Kaaba. He gets so angry, he kicks the feet. He kicks Maharaj's legs. Keda sutta, kufr kafai. Bhai Gurdas writes. Jeevan thinks, who is this kufr? Who is this non-believer? He says, take your legs and put it somewhere else. This is the house of God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Palleya, take my legs and move it where to the house of God is not. If you say this is the house of God, move it to where it is not the house of God. Jeevan moves Maharaj's legs. Taajudin writes that he moves Guru Sahib's legs 3 times. Each time he moves it, the Kaaba moves as well. Why? Taajudin writes that the Kaaba was thirsty for the charan tudi of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. The Kaaba wanted Mukti himself. Sahaj Sangat Ji, like I said, the Jot of Vaheguru Ji exists throughout all of creation. If the Kaaba was alive, it's saying thank you. Today, Vaheguru Ji, you yourself, Allah Khuda, you yourself has come in this form and given me your charan tudi. Jeevan puts his hands together and he starts thinking to himself, the people of Arabia need to know who's here today. The people of this place of Mecca need to know who is here today. That God himself is here today. Jeevan starts running. He runs towards the direction of one of the towers. As he goes up the tower, he's going to say, he makes his way to the tower, he goes all the way up. And he says, "O people of Arabia, O people of Mecca, you always wanted to see this Kaaba, the house of God. But today, God himself is here. Aap Narayan Kala Tar, is jag mein parvare ho. Aap Narayan." Make no mistake, my brothers, my sisters, for a Sikh, there is no difference between Guru and Akal. For a Sikh, there is no difference between Guru Nanak Dev Ji and Vaheguru Ji. They are one and the same. Gur Parameshwar Eko Jano. Maharaj Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is in Kaaba, within the Kaaba premises in Mecca. Jeevan shouts out. As he shouts out, people start flowing in. They start watching what's going on. The sun is rising. The officials of Mecca, the state officials, they're called to the premises. They're called to the location. Why? Because someone has their feet onto the holiest part of all of Islamic culture. One of those officials that are called in is this person named Qazi Rukn-ud-din. Remember this name we said in the beginning. Qazi Rukn-ud-din. He's the head. He's called to the spot. They make a decision. About 150 officials, Taajudin writes in his diary, make a fatwa. A fatwa is a declaration. Fatwa jari kitta gaya that this person is a kafir and is going to be killed. Qazi Rukn-ud-din has a job of taking this fatwa to the premises where Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is situated. And he's going to have to tell them that you will be killed. Qazi Rukn-ud-din starts walking. As he walks, Jeevan comes. He grabs his leg and he says, "Qazi, tu galti kar rahe hai. You're making a mistake. Don't do this." Qazi Rukn-ud-din looks down on his leg. His heart trembles for the first time. Jeevan is holding his leg. He says, "Today God himself is here. You're making a mistake. Please don't do this." Saad Sangat Ji, when we speak, if someone has love in their heart, that's communicated right away. If you have prem in your heart, you speak, the other person will feel it right away. Even if they don't understand the language, they'll understand your love. Qazi Rukn-ud-din, he understands Jeevan's love. But he has to do it. It's his job. He has to see what's going on. As Qazi Rukn-ud-din starts walking, every single source of history says the same thing at this point. The Janam Sakhiyan, Bhai Gurdas's vaaran, Taajudin's diary, they all say the same thing. At this point, what happens? As Qazi Rukn-ud-din walks, all the people that came with him, the 150 people, they stopped. They weren't able to move. Taajudin writes, it's almost like the world was grabbing, the earth was grabbing the feet of those people. They were not allowed to move. Why? Dilo mohabbat jin sei sachya. Bhagat Farid ji di bani hai. Those that have love in their hearts, only those are true. Jin man hor mukh hor se kande kachya. Those people that have something else in their mouth, they say I love you. They tell you, and we met those people in our lives. They say, I'll never let go of you. You're my best friend. They'll say that, I want to spend my whole life with you. Look into your lives and see if you met those people. Have they not let us go? Jin man hor, they have something else in their minds. They have their own selfish intents in their minds. They don't care about you. Jin man hor mukh hor se kande kachya. Those people are kache. Qazi Rakundeen was true in his heart. That's why he was allowed to go forward. As Qazi Rakundeen approaches Guru Nanak Dev Ji, every step he takes, his heart trembles, his heart shakes. Every step he takes, he's feeling something, a bechani, anxiety. He comes closer and he can't feel his legs anymore. He falls. He falls, his head hits the floor. He looks up. All he sees is Allah. All he sees is Vaheguru Ji. He looks up and he says, who are you? In the same breath, he answers it. In the same breath he asks that question, he answers his own question. And he says, you are mine. Whoever you are mine. And I am yours. Tu mera, te main tera. Taajudin, that diary, writes that night there was 320 questions that Qazi Rukn-ud-din asked Maharaj, and Maharaj answered them all. The whole night long, that Q&A goes by. And there is a Punjabi translation to this, Saad Sangat Ji. And you read that translation every night in every darbar. I'm going to say the words, you're going to know what the words are. Are you ready? Raj karega khalsa, आकी रह ना कोई, ख्वार होए सब मिलेंगे, बचे शरण जो होए. These words were said by Guru Nanak Dev Ji to Qazi Rukn-ud-din. There's a composition, you could find it today, called the Karni Nama. You could pull it up on your phones. The Karni Nama is part of that Q&A that happened that night. It's a Punjabi translation. Obviously the original conversation must have happened in Arabic, the native Pasha of that time. Maharaj Ji says, Suno Qazi Rukn-ud-din, sing karenge Raj. Qazi Rukn-ud-din, listen, one day my Singhs will come and they will do Raj upon the whole universe. Not just Punjab, not just India, not just Europe, not just the Americas, the whole world and beyond. Dili takht par bayegi aap Guru ki fauj. That's also part of that conversation. Qazi Rukn-ud-din. As morning arrives, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj puts their hands on Qazi Rukn-ud-din's shoulders. They say, Put mereya, tagda ho ja. Become strong. Because of this night, you will now be challenged. Those same authorities that were under your will are now ready to kill you. Be ready, be prepared. Qazi Rukn-ud-din says, Guruji, my life is yours, my head is yours. I don't care about anyone else. Jo to prem khedan ka chao. These are the words of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Jo to prem, whoever wants to play love. Khelan ka chao, khelan, to play. Kasa Sangat ji, love is something you play in. Those that have experienced love, they know. Love is a play. It's a beautiful play. When someone experiences love with the divine, their play never ends. Jo to prem khelan ka chao, sir tar tali, gali meri aao. Those that want to play the love with me, the game of love with me, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, take your head, put it on the palm of your hands, and come onto my gully, come onto my pathway. Itmarg pair tarija, sir dija kaan na kija. There's a condition. There's a condition to the game of love. And that is this. Sir dija kaan na kija. Kaan means your ear. Kaan. Don't listen now to the people behind you. Once you go on this path, Sat Sangat Ji, people will try to grab you. They'll say, Veere, kithe ja rahe hain? Where are you going? And you're like, I'm going to go take Amrit. They're like, ruk ja, don't go that way. Aaja, baja sade naal. Don't walk in that direction. The moment you put a foot towards the Guru, the world gets alerted. Like, whoa, something's going wrong. This person, he's leaving us. They try to grab you, they try to that's why Maharaj says, don't listen to them. Qazi Rakundeen says, Maharaj, I've left the world behind me. Qazi Rakundeen was a head scholar, a head pracharik, a head leader of his area. Imagine you have such a oda, such a level in your society, in your community, and you turn your back to them. Maharaj, I won't listen to them, I'm yours now. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj continues traveling. The people of Arabia, before they go, the people of Arabia, they say, Maharaj, please bless us with a upadesh. Please bless us with a Sikhya before you go. I'm not talking about the officials. The officials, they were mad. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ fatwa jari ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੀ against Qazi Rukn-ud-din now. But I'm talking about the people of Arabia. They say, Maharaj, give us something, some kind of upadesh that we can live by. That moment, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says these words, and these words are recorded into Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj today. In Raag Talang, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says, Yak ars guftam pesh do dargos kun kartar hakka kabir kareem tu be'ab parvatgar dunya muqame fani tehqiq dildani mamsar muhe ajrail girafta hai dil hech nadani jan pisr padr biradra kasnes tastangir akhir be aftam gastana darid chun shavat takbir बदबखत हम चोप खील गाफिल बेनजर बेबाक नानक बगोयद जन तुरा तेरे चाकरां पा खाक. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj says these words. And they say, the people of Arabia, if I can leave you with one message, it is this. Yak. Yak means one. Arz gufto. Arz means ardas, a prayer, arzoi. It's a word from the Farsi Pasha. Yak arz gufto pesh do. Make this one prayer, make this one ardas into the ears of Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji, into the ears of Allah Khuda. What is that prayer? The Maharaj, I long for the turi. I long for the turi of your chakras, of your devotees. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj gives him this advice, this prayer. As long as you live, ask for this from Khuda. Khuda, send us those pyare, send us those devotees, those lovers of God onto our pathway so we can take their charan turi and put it on our mathe. Nanak bagoyad jan tora, tere chakra pa khak. That khak, let us put it on our forehead. Every single thing we do, Sad Sangat Ji, in the Guru Kar, every single thing, from taking a matha take to doing a parkarma, from taking the charan turi and putting on our matha, on our forehead, it's engraved into Sikh history, it's engraved into the Gurmat philosophy. People might tell you it's just dust, it's just dirt. But those people have not read Gurbani. Those people have not read Sikh Itihas, because it's right there. There's no running away from it. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is about to leave. They say, Guru Sahib Ji, give us your nishani. Guru Sahib gives their khadawa, their shoes. According to their diary, and the person who translated it 80 years ago, they say the khadawa are still there in Mecca. In the parkarma of the Kaaba, there's a asthan called Wali Hind. There is a temple made for Guru Nanak Dev Ji. I don't know if it exists today, but 80 years ago it did. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj continues to travel. Qazi Rukn-ud-din, he's found something in his heart. He's found a new story. He's found a new song. He's found love. And those that have found love, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj says, Sach kaho sun leho sabah, jin prem kiyo, tin hi prab payo. Those that have found love, true love. I'm not talking about that love that exists today and ends tomorrow. I'm not talking about that love that promises you the whole world but gives you nothing. I'm talking about that love that exists in your heart. I'm talking about that love that Guru Angad Dev Ji had for Guru Nanak Dev Ji. I'm talking about that love that Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj has for you. When the Sikhs asked Guru Gobind Singh Ji, they said, Maharaj, how many sons do you have? Guru Gobind Singh Ji writes in their Bani, they say, Sri Ajit Singh, Jujhar Singh, Zorawar Singh, Fateh Singh, Pre. Khalsa Ji, you know about my 4 sons. Sri Ajit Singh, Jujhar Singh, Zorawar Singh, Fateh Singh. They say, Pre, these are pyare to me, these are love to me, but I have a 5th son. They say, Pancham, my 5th son. Sri Satguru, Khalsa Pura, Jine Panth so Panth Pragate. My 5th son is the Khalsa. My 5th son is you all. My 5th child is you. Jine Panth so Panth Pragate, for the reason I made this Panth. The reason I made this garden, Guru Sahib says, is for you. ठाड़ पे हो मैं जोर कर, बचन कहाँ सिर न्याय, पंथ चले तब जगत में, जब तुम करो सहाय. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj said, Ardas to Akal Purkh Waheguru Ji. They say, I can only make this panth, this path, if you do sahita. Qazi Rukn-ud-din has found this love. He goes into the mountains. He starts to meditate. Those officials, they gyre a fatwa. And that fatwa still exists today. You can find a copy of it, the original fatwa. And in that fatwa, there's 13 things. 1. Qazi Rukn-ud-din's family is meant to leave Arab Desh. They cannot live here anymore. Qazi Rukn-ud-din's property is meant to be jabat. His property is meant to be confiscated. Qazi Rukn-ud-din is no longer a Qazi. He is now a kafir. Qazi Rukn-ud-din is meant to be taken with hot sand around him and executed with stones. Qazi Rukn-ud-din is surrounded on all sides. His eyes are closed. Only one word on his lips. That one word is Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Tan Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He's smiling. He opens his eyes. He puts his hands forward and say, do what you wish. Do what you want with my body. I am no longer here. I am no longer part of your community. I am no longer a Muslim. I'm not a Hindu. I have no more religion. I've been broken from the bondage of this world. I'm free. Qazi Rukn-ud-din is grabbed. He's taken forcefully. Hot sand is poured everywhere. Qazi Rukn-ud-din is put into the hot sand. Legs are burning. Slowly the hot sand goes up to his body, to his chest. Dilo mohabbat jinn say sachya. That love that we experience here, we say it's a heart. We say it's a heart, but the heart is just a muscle. It's just a muscle. Why do we say all the feelings are here? It's not the muscle, Sasangat ji. It's the energy center that you experience. Even if that heart is pulled out, you can still feel love. Qazi Rukn-ud-din's chest is burning. Goes all the way up to his neck. He looks up. And he remembers the face of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He remembers the scene that Guru Nanak Dev Ji created. The scene of the Khalsa. He remembers how they said that I will stand in my 10th Jamma, my 10th form with a sword in my hands. I will ask for 5 heads. He remembers when they said that this world is being burdened by Attaram. He remembers everything. In that moment, all the people with their stones in their hands are standing around him, ready to kill him. Qazi Rukn-ud-din, he says, people of Arabia, my last words are this. This is my last words. You are dry. You have become dried from the Shara. You have been tried from all these rules around you. Today I have broken all the rules because I found love. Where there is love, there is no rule. And that love I have found is in this Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. If you want to experience love, then follow the path of Guru Nanak. In that very moment, Qazi Rukn-ud-din's head falls over and he gives Shahidi. The very first Shaheed of the Qawm, this is what I started off with. The very first Shaheed of the Panth was Qazi Rukn-ud-din. Sasangat ji, as we return back to our lives, this night will end. But your story, your song with the Guru does not end. It is internal. If we're here today, if this sanjog has happened today, it brought us all together. Know that this sanjog is built over lifetimes. My brothers, my sisters, this is not the first time we met. And it's not the last time. Thank you for your time. Please forgive me for many, many mistakes.
Guru